We are now officially live, and welcome to Are We Live Now? Pre-show edition, where we talk for 3.5 minutes. Will that take us over 1 p.m. Pacific? Absolutely. Is that my fault? Absolutely.
Well, I would not say so. Yes, you are the one controlling the countdown timer itself. However, I'm part of the problem for why we're not necessarily going live right on time because I'm kind of chatty. And when I say I'll try and make this short, it inevitably is not short. So
we got 3 versions of the Venturini in here.
Oh. So hold on. Are all of our viewers one person? Is this what's happening right now?
John, we're not going to lie. We saw 4 people waiting and we were like, this is great. Listen, it's still great. We're glad you're here.
Oh, the numbers are going down.
Oh no! We've offended so many people.
This cuts like a knife.
Deep cuts.
No, now it's just a true reflection of how many people are here. It is JV.
JV, good to see you. You are first, second, and third, sir. Welcome.
Yes, it is good to see you.
Welcome to the pre-show. Like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell.
My question then, JV, would be, did you... Oh, hey, Rob. Yes, a person who's not JV. Did you have 3 browsers open? That's what I am curious about. Is I know you can have different YouTube channels because I also have a few, but did you have them all in different tabs, different browsers? Just curious.
Rob,
let us know in the chat.
Let us know in the chat. Let us know in the comments. 4th does matter, Rob. It does matter. Everybody matters. Let that be a lesson.
Also, Rob, you're second.
Yeah, Rob. You're like that guy in the Olympics who was have you seen this speed ice skating where he was like in 4th or 5th place and everybody got into a huge accident? He was in the 5th place, became the 1st place because 1st through 4th just crashed. Rob?
I don't think I've seen that, but
it's
true. Anything can happen.
It's true.
Oh, hey, Paul. Love Audio Production is here.
What's going on?
Thank you for joining us. Hey, and Matt Hess. Look at that. This is a fun group.
Whoa, Sean,
and
you were doing
good.
it. What was that?
Yeah. Oh, I was just going to say it's good that we have multiple people for this AMA because otherwise it might just be you and I kind of asking each other.
We have nothing to ask each other. We know everything. John, you were doing a 3-way in the same browser? That's impressive. There's probably a better way I could phrase that, but I refuse to try.
All right, 5 seconds, 2 seconds. Oh,
see you later. Bye.
what are you on?
Well, I was trying to get it to finish the circular rotation on the beat, but it didn't work. So he was like, oh, I see where it needs to start now. Hey, everybody, this is Are We Live Now? I'm Paul.
And I am Kat, and we are excited to be doing the very last show of 2020. We can put this year behind us, and next week when we come back, it'll be a brand new year. So we thought we would do something a little bit different, a little more casual. I know it's the holidays for a lot of people, and we're going to do an Ask Me Anything style, which I shared with Paul last week. First number of times I heard AMA, I just felt stupid because I did not know what it meant. And I had to go to the Google machine and figure out what AMA was. And I thought, oh, ask me anything. Gotcha.
And then I admitted, one admission, it's an avalanche effect, because when Kat mentioned that, I was like, honestly, first time I ever heard AMA, I thought it was the American Movie Association. So I was always super confused about what the AMA was releasing. in terms of information. I'm like, this seems very personal, but it's nope, it's not. It's Ask Me Anything. So
Now, was it actors that were or writers, people associated with movies that were doing an AMA session that made you think there was a connection between that association?
exactly, and that's why it was so confusing because the people that would do AMAs, yeah, were famous people. So it kind of like perpetuated and fed into my assumption until one day I was like, you know what? Why don't I go learn something? And I did.
That reminds me, has anyone here seen, there's a story where a guy wrote into the paper to share how for the longest time he was very confused because his dad shared a quote by Francis Bacon. I can't remember what the quote is, so if anyone knows it off the top of my head. Very famous quote by Francis Bacon. And he thought as a child that his dad was saying the second part of the quote is France, the country, is bacon. And so somebody would, like a teacher would say the quote in school, and he would follow it up with Francis Bacon, thinking France is bacon is the second part of that quote. But all the teachers would say yes, like because they thought they thought he was just saying who is the author of that famous quote. And it wasn't until 12 o'clock when he's, or not 12 o'clock, 12 years old, when he saw the name written down and it all clicked. And for years, he did not understand the second line of that quote.
Did you
I
know
love that
Francis Bacon said knowledge is power?
There, that's it. I
He sh-
believe that his dad said, knowledge is power, Francis Bacon.
Bacon, Francis Bacon. Oh, you should have trademarked that, baby. Knowledge is power. That's cure the disease and kill the patient. Another classic Baconism.
Oh, so do we have, it looks like we've got some questions coming in maybe for our AMA section. Now,
Well, Kat, I think it's a lot like Bacon said. Truth is the daughter of time, not the authority.
are you
That's it.
just
That's all I got.
gonna give us all the, okay. It's like,
I
how
gotta
many-
save some
how many
bacon. I gotta save
bacon
some
points
bacon.
are
I
we
can't
gonna
eat
get?
it all.
Yeah. And before we hop into our Ask Me Anything section, we wanted to do a little quick check-in like we usually do and just see how was the week. And let's see how things have gone.
It's gone pretty well. Welcome to the good, the bad, and the meh.
And I could hear it this time.
Ooh, that's what pre-show time does. That's what we do in
Yes.
pre-show.
Making sure I can actually hear the sting or the intro, whatever.
Mhm.
It's not a sting, is it? It's just an intro.
I think it could be a sting.
Now, let's start with you because you have been very active doing many live streams over the holiday time.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would love to know, what is the good?
Well, I'll tell you the bad off the bat is last night Comcast emailed me and said, "Hey, we're going to throttle your downloads and uploads because you're using too much data." So I got that message last night.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't, I was worried at first that maybe you're getting some sort of infringement notice, but no, you're just using a lot of, you're uploading too much. Is that what they're saying?
Yeah, they're like, "You're downloading and uploading too much. We're going to throttle you. You're getting really close to your limit." I'm like, ugh, okay. So
Oh.
that's bad. If you're thinking about live streaming every day, just be aware your data usage might
So
take
do
it
you
into
have
account.
an unlimited, but it actually has some, yeah, okay.
Welcome to Comcast. Welcome to a Comcast world where they say unlimited, but turns out there's a limit. So,
Okay,
but
so
there's
that's bad.
what? So that's bad.
was-
There's
that
a
was
lot of
bad.
good stuff. There's a lot of good stuff. So I'm challenging myself to go live every day for a month, at least an hour, because that made me uncomfortable. That was like an hour. That's a lot of time.
Yeah.
But turns out
And
I'm going
Comcast
more.
agreed with you.
What was that?
Comcast agreed with you.
Yeah. They're like, "Paul, why don't you go to 5 minutes? How about that?" But I've been averaging about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and it's been really fun. I've been getting more people subscribing, which is cool. It's been a very active chat, which is just kind of nice to hang out. And two nice benefits of going live every day is, well, it's making me uncomfortable because I'm like, that's so much time to fill. So now I'm beginning to see the world through a how can I utilize that on a live stream lens? Um,
Oh,
so I'm
yeah.
like noticing things and seeing things in a different way. And it's very similar to when I used to do sketch comedy because I wanted to produce a lot. You start to see things and you're like, how can I use that? How can I kind of tweak that in a way that I could utilize it for like sketch comedy or live? So that's been nice. And
Yeah, it sounds like it would be the same part of your brain too.
mhm, it is. And I'm also trying to every day try to do one new thing, add one different thing to the live stream. So like last night I did a viewing party for this really bad animated show, which that was a lot of fun. I learned a lot doing that. Um, which leads me to the meh. Uh, because
Is it Wonder Woman? No, just kidding.
well, yeah, Wonder Woman definitely meh. Some good parts, but overall not a huge fan. But another meh is I think it was CK actually who once saw the cat walking in front of the camera and said, "Oh, you should use that cat tail as some sort of like overlay into the show." And I was like, yeah, I'll do that. So I went and created a cattail inside Canva and then green screened it. And now it's like a little overlay. So whenever I want like a little cattail,
Oh.
kind of just crosses the screen. It's great until the filthy part of my mind looks at that cattail and realizes, wait a second, that looks like something else just moving across the screen and then just hovering by my face and just kind of hitting me in the face. So it's meh in the sense that it kind of looks dirty, and it's great in the sense that I went out and tried it and made it, but just need to make it look a little more cattail-ish.
Could you just record, maybe try and lure your cat across the desk and just record the actual cat?
Oh,
I don't know.
the real life thing? I guess I could.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe. And then remove the background. I don't know.
Yeah. No, that's,
Just
the
a
real
thought.
thing.
That is pretty funny though, that you realize. It's like when people say something and then everyone goes, you heard that, right? you you know how that sounds, don't you? So.
Mhm. Mhm. But I think you're right. Using an actual cattail will look like an actual cattail. Good idea. That's actually
Maybe,
great
maybe
idea.
not. I don't know.
Well, I'll
Sometimes you
report back.
say real words and they sound different. You never know.
I'll report back next week.
Oh,
So,
you're getting a challenge from Andy to play the animation so we can judge. Maybe I'll have to whip that cattail out at some point.
yeah, I'll I'll whip it out. While Kat's doing one of the AMA answers, I'll be sure to whip it out and then we can show it live on the screen.
Just whip it out and smack your face with it. All right. So
We're off to a great start.
I'll share my week because we got some great questions and I do want to get into them. And
Okay.
so for me, the good is that I spent a lot of time doing planning for 2021 and for my channel. And I've got some really exciting content that I have lined up. And I'm hoping to do some batch content soon so that I can have it ready to go. And I'm really excited about that. And I made some changes to my YouTube channel. So I have my Ditching Diets and Diet. I haven't touched that. I haven't made changes to that. My Cat Mulvihill channel, which was formerly my Happy Insides, I have now uploaded a new channel intro and sort of hid the old playlist just to not really mess with people who show up to the page for the first time. They see the channel art and it says creating, professional engaging online presentations, and then they go and see a bunch of videos about getting unstuck, and then that's confusing. So the videos are all still there if you click on the video tab, but if you just go to my channel, I'm trying to set it up so that I've got a fresh, clean slate. So I feel really good about that. And thank you, Andy. You said it's a great channel intro. I appreciate that. And the let's see, the bad is that my brain it's like exploding with ideas, which is a great thing. I think it means I've tapped into something that's a really good fit for me, that I'm really excited and all of that. But I lie down at night and my mind is whirling. And the only way I can get past that is just to get a notebook. I try and stay away from screens, just jot everything down. But sometimes I just can't stop. So yesterday I had another bout of insomnia, but it was until 5 in the morning.
Whew.
It just almost all of it was capturing more and more stuff that's coming out of my head. So there's something going on. I tried to do some deep breathing. I tried to fall asleep a few times. And then I would just get back up and say, well, I might as well use this time. So, because I can't actually say any bad about live streams because I haven't gone live with the exception of our show. But my first live stream on my Cat Mulva Hill channel will be on January the 6th. So I'm very excited about that. That is coming down the pipe.
Nice.
And the meh is that the beginner part, because I would like to start doing live streams to both YouTube and Facebook, because I do have a page and a channel. And I think it would be nice to have them because there are certain people in my audience who will want to find me through YouTube and others who spend most of their time on Facebook. So I have Restream, but I've never used it. So the meh is kind of going right back to beginner again, where I got to figure all this stuff out. I've never used Restream before. I'll be using Ecamm with Restream. So it will be putting my Ecamm out to both of those channels. So I just have to spend the time to practice and get used to it and all of that, iron out the kinks. But it's that beginner feeling again of, oh, I had gotten into a groove and now it's gone. But I'll have to be a beginner again.
And Russell, good point. A decade worth of content thanks to insomnia.
There's a lot. But what I have to do is decipher what's actually valuable, what's a distraction, because I also get easily distracted. And I don't think I have a decade worth of content, but I do have many months worth of content. So, I mean, that's exciting, but I need to slow that brain. All right.
Andy has an idea. He suggested using Restream to one channel to start.
Yeah, I can do that. Well, I did set it up with an empty Facebook group. So I thought I could try just going to an empty Facebook group once, see what happens, and test it out in that setting and see if that works. But pretty easy from memory. Okay, that's good. I did learn. I was really excited. I made a thumbnail for my first live, and then I went into Restream to book it, and apparently it's too far out. Maybe I can do it today now that it's a week away, but on Monday wasn't happening. All right, there's some great questions. So do you want to get into the AMA?
Question, do you want to start at the beginning? What?
Yeah, let's start at the
beginning.
Do you want to? Yeah.
Sure. I'm just going to pull those up. Wait a second. I went back through time. I went too far through time.
And one of the questions, I'm just going to peek to find the actual answer here.
Okay, we got a lot of questions. These are great. You're making our life super easy. Okay, you want me to just post them?
Yeah.
Up first, Matt is asking, how many Are We live streams have you two done? I think this is the 14th.
I believe, according to Notion, it might be the 15th.
I would trust Notion, Matt, more than I would my brain. John, does she truly have a ticket to my heart? Is this from the song? I don't know.
I don't know. That makes me think, does she have a ticket to ride?
Oh. Yes. Who?
Little Beatles?
Yeah. Is that from the Beatles? I don't know the Beatles that much.
Ticket to Ride is Beatles.
Got it. I feel like we need some like upbeat background music with all this. Pizza or tacos? Okay, Classic
can hook
pizza or
us up, Paul.
tacos?
Oh, you know what though? You skipped a question
I did.
right before that.
You're right. Sorry. We'll get to pizza or tacos in a second, but first,
Yes.
what do you like best about YouTube? What do you like least about YouTube? I like all the answers I can get, and
Paul, do you know that you went black?
I do. Stupid
How
camera.
about you fix your camera and get some music for the Q&A? I'll share my answer to this question. We'll just roll with it.
I love it. I love it. You can still hear me despite.
Yeah.
Yep. You can't get rid of me.
So what I like best about YouTube is I do really like the community of people who spend a lot of time on YouTube. I love this crowd we have every week that we can talk to, and this engagement here. Also, my Ditching Diets and Diet, all the people who are commenting there. It's just, there's some really good people on YouTube, and that's great and helpful. Almost everything you need to know you can find on YouTube. What I don't like is when it starts to act up. So even today, Paul and I were trying to make modifications to our channel, customizing the channel, saved it, and didn't take effect. And so sometimes it has but doesn't show up. And then last week when I was, or I guess a few days ago, trying to fix my channel intro, it just thought I didn't have one, so I couldn't remove the old one until I had a new one. Anyway, that's my beef. All right, where are we at, Paul?
It's a reasonable beef.
I don't see you yet.
Nope, I'm still non-existent, but I'm here like a little, listen, I'm like a thought, just hanging out. Wait, I think this is going to solve it. Hold on, everybody. Oh, baby. Here we go. I'm back. Maybe. Great.
There you are.
Thing I love about YouTube is I love that you can get an answer to anything. I have been, I've really been enjoying just kind of like diving into all the different videos and just learning a bunch of stuff. And that's been really helpful. The thing I don't like much about it is I wish it was more, I wish it had all the awesome interactive features that Twitch does. And I know that Stream Elements is currently working on some beta stuff to bring in some of the functionality and playfulness that you can find over on Twitch, over on YouTube. And I hope that happens because I like YouTube. And if I had one place to do everything, that would be great. But sometimes I think maybe live over on Twitch might be good because I feel like a lot of people go to Twitch to literally watch live content. One thing YouTube isn't super known for is live content. It's kind of like, it's like their side hustle. It's like their main job is videos, and they just happen to own a lemonade stand that they occasionally add functionality to every once in a while. That's how I feel about it.
And I think the people like us who are used to going to YouTube to watch live video embrace it, but there are a lot of people who go onto YouTube never with the intention to actually go and sit and watch a live video. But yeah, Twitch, you're going to watch someone's live stream. So I agree.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Pizza or tacos?
We have music. But it's real weird. Is that sounding okay to everybody's ear? Or is that sounding horrible
Sounds
to
okay.
you?
Sounds okay to me.
Great. It's just in my head. I'll fix it.
Oh, so it's not the music. Are you getting an echo or something?
Yeah, I was getting a horrible echo. I would say pizza. I think pizza, because pizza is like a flat taco. So you can get all the benefits. I'm sure I'm offending some cultures right now, but I feel like you can get, if you want to live a taco lifestyle, you can have that with a pizza. You can't live a pizza lifestyle with a taco. I feel like it's like that thing, like all squares are rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares. All tacos or all pizza can be tacos, but not all tacos could be pizza. I'm out. Drop the mic, baby.
All right. I'm going to say, with no disrespect to tacos because I love them, I got to pick pizza. It's just, it's more comforting. Tacos are delicious, but a slice of pizza, I don't know, nothing beats it. All right.
Also,
What's the
how
next one? Oh,
frustrating!
you
How
have more?
frustrating is it to eat a hard taco shell that shatters, and then, like an earthquake, everything is falling down, and you can't save
Yeah.
it? What a hellscape!
The integrity is compromised.
Beautifully put. I'm lost on.
Oh. Is that I feel like that's a rhetorical question from Matt about
was
who
it?
would win a fight, pirate or a ninja? Because then he says, never ask that.
Oh, I would say ninja, 100%.
Confirm that.
A pirate's loud and aggressive. A ninja's like very stealthy. Easily could find a pirate and kill him. Not to mention, pirates typically boozed up. So, how could a pirate fight? He's going to be stumbling around drunk, pass out. That's when a ninja strikes. There's no contest.
Agree with you. I think the stealth has the edge, and it reminds me that when I had the Ninja blender, it was this ungodly loud blender. It was horrific. It was so bad. And Phil would say that should not be called a ninja. Anyway, okay. What's next? Do you want to pop up?
They should call that the pirate blender. That seems loud and aggressive.
Drunk.
Probably often
so
was
right.
used to make drinks. That's a pirate blender.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. My comments are all over the place. Do you have the next one?
Well, the next one, I think, I don't know if that was directed towards us. Have you wondered how many hot dogs Matt Haas can eat in 12 minutes? No, I have not.
Nope. I've never wondered that.
But I see one soon after that about instruments. Do you want to pop that one up?
Sure. Oh, real quick, Rob says, for my adult years, Coors Light tastes great or less filling. Can't be both. I would say less filling. I'm not a huge fan of Coors Light. I don't think it tastes great.
Yeah, not a big fan of Coors Light.
There you go.
Instruments. Do you have that
Instruments. Yes. When I was in middle school, I used to play the clarinet, and I played it for 3 years and then retired at the top of my game. Nope, that was it. I want to learn to play the drums, though. I would love the drums. I'm always beating on things. Like if I'm driving, don't. If I'm driving,
You
like
heard
I'm.
what you said, right?
What?
You heard how that sounded, right?
Wait a second. Did I say something that could be possibly taken out of context? Ooh, that's so unlike me. No, like if I'm driving, like I'm always like beating on the car, and like I love tapping. Big fan of taps.
All right. Paul be tapping. For me, I have a guitar. I technically know how to play it. I've played it in public on one occasion, but I'm rusty. And I'm not going to lie, Phil got a really beautiful guitar recently, and it is making me want to get my guitar out, but I don't want to just hop onto his new hobby. So right now I'm sticking to knitting. All right. What else?
Which is better, Looney Tunes or Disney? I would say the catalog of Disney is better. I'm going to cheat because Disney now owns Pixar and Lucas and Marvel. So, hello. Yeah. If I'm looking as a business and not just cartoons, I'd say Disney.
Yeah, I mean, Looney Tunes does have a warm place in my heart, but I think Disney seems to have triumphed.
Yeah, classic Looney Tunes, love them. Those are so good. I don't like the new Looney Tunes. I feel like they're too like mean-spirited.
Oh.
I don't know.
I'm not familiar.
You're not missing much. What's the craziest thing you've done in public? The craziest thing I've done in public.
I am actually not that adventurous. Like I've done the world's largest swing, and that was crazy, and there were people around, but I don't think that's what you're getting at. So
Yeah. And it was just a
Oh.
regular swing, right? It wasn't like just a regular swing.
Oh no, it was like almost like it's the same place that does bungee jumping, but instead
Oh.
of diving head first, it's a 300
Whoa.
meter arc. Yeah. Oh no, it's terrifying.
Oh my
And
God.
we signed up for it a month in advance, and then I actually was so scared. I saw a video from the feet down and thought, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this. And then I pushed myself to do it knowing I would survive it, and it was very exhilarating. But
Oh my
I
God.
feel like, as far as craziest thing I've done in public, I don't know, maybe sing karaoke. Because I'm not super adventurous as far as putting myself out there in front of strangers.
I might kind of piggyback on yours actually. Karaoke. So like I would do like a lot of improv shows and people would always say like, I don't know how you do that. I could never do that. And it's funny, like when you're in the flow, it's easy. But karaoke, oh, I don't like that. So I've done that before. The other thing, I'm a real rule follower in public for the most part. Actually, a few days ago, I was so frustrated. I was trying to turn left, but the person I'm going to do a bad job explaining it. Long story short, I shot out of the left turn lane, drove into the intersection, swerved left, and just bypassed the intersection. And it sounds a lot more aggressive than it was, but the first person turning left was positioned in such a way that it was not changing the light, and they refused to move. So I was like, forget it. I'm going to take it in my own hands. And I did it and broke the law. Such a bad boy. Yeah. Anyways, I would say that's kind of the craziest.
Yeah, I bet there's stuff that maybe friends of mine from my university days could tell me about that. Maybe I'm not totally remembering all of the details. Maybe there's something from there. Things got a little rowdy at science games. Yep, that's the thing.
Did you say science games?
Oh, I did. Yes, I was part of our university's science games team. All the science faculties would send groups of students to one university, and we would compete in various competitions, and got a little crazy.
What was your specialty? Or you were the physics or your chemistry? Like, who'd you roll with?
It was a combination of things.
Damn.
And some were just goofy. We had the one of the most memorable ones, because we had teams from Quebec and Ontario. So sometimes we'd have to do things in French and English, and that usually just went sideways fast. And I do remember being part of a very offensive Zoolander sketch where a lot of the French folks in the audience were not happy with how we portrayed the French language.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So maybe there was something in there. Maybe that was a little crazy in public. All right. What's another question?
I have an idea. Would you like me to go through the questions and post them? And I was thinking people might be responding to what we say. So do you want to like look at the most recent comments and I'll read the questions from the beginning?
Yes.
Okay. Just an idea.
I am seeing a comment about science games. Science games champion Cat Mulvihill. I don't know that we won any of them. I think we won certain parts, but
you probably made a lot of friendships, and isn't that a victory in its own?
Yeah. That was the victory.
What's the craziest thing you would like to do in public that you have not done yet? I would like to make a speech that I wasn't embarrassed about afterwards.
Oh.
You know? I'm very like, after I make a public speech, I'm like, whew, that did not go great. I would like to walk off stage and be like, okay, proud of that moment.
So that's a good, I have flubbed pretty big in front of 6,000 people before. Said that I wanted to, I was trying to say I want to fight cancer and find the cure. And because I was part of a fundraiser, and I definitely said fight the cure. and then it got all sheepish and embarrassed. I was like, no, find the cure. I had to kind of trying to frantically walk it back. Yes, that was awkward, but that's not a crazy thing.
I want to punch a cure in the face.
I would like to get to a point, a comfort level where I'm willing to be more embarrassing in front of people and just not be so uptight about it, because I am reserved when it comes to putting myself out there. Like what you did with improv shows where you're actually out there, that terrifies me. So being able to do something like that where I can just get over the fear and stuff out of the comfort zone, I think that would be a good one.
Cool. I got to work this in because it's a beautiful shameless plug on Matt's part. Have you met my co-host for the Thursday show I do on Brenda G's Designs channel? Her name is Brenda Gibson. She's a hoot. You'd like her. I have not met her. I have not met Brenda.
I have not
also
either.
Didn't know you did a show on Thursdays. So now I know.
So everyone, tomorrow, be sure to go. Which channel is that, Matt?
It says Brenda G's Designs channel. So that's probably why I don't know about it. I don't know about Brenda G.
Okay.
Interesting.
Awesome.
Are we in the shameless plug portion? Have you ever met the co-host for VF Talks on Friday? I don't have one officially, but you might know a few people in here who have filled in for that role. Position is open. Inquire within. Oh, loving this so much. Oh, here's one. Would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck? I would want to fight a horse-sized duck. One.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just that all of them? Oof, that's overwhelming. You know, there's all these action sequences where there's the one hero, but then all of the bad guys are kind of coming at them one at a time. That's not how it would work. You would be swarmed.
Mm-hmm.
So I would not want to be swarmed by 100. Is it duck-sized horses? Anyway, 100 of anything. Sounds terrifying.
Yeah, because horses can kick you. So that's 100 horses. That's 400 feet. That's 400 little hooves that could attack you. And I got to deal with one horse-sized duck. Ducks don't move that fast. I don't want to brag. I feel like I could outrun a duck. I don't know if I could outrun a horse.
Oh, yeah, it would have huge webbed feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get,
but
but
also a huge beak.
That's true. But I mean, I guess the terrain matters too. Like, I don't think ducks on a mountain would do well. Am I fighting this duck on a mountain? I think that's important.
Please clarify.
Do you like duck on tacos? Oh, I would never eat a duck. I love ducks too much. I'd hate to eat a duck. I feel bad.
I've had duck. Like orange duck, yeah. No.
Well, this is our last show. It's been fun. It's been fun.
Certain cultures, duck is a thing, and so I have had duck.
Rob, it started. You're part of it, Rob. You're right here, right now. Question, are we live now? Yes. Man, we're knocking these out.
Woo.
Where did Paul go? Mario, I show up eventually. Battery die? Nope. Elgato product, I refuse to replace.
Wait. Oh, is it your capture card that's the problem? Or is it your camera?
Nope, capture card. It turns out the camera, totally fine. It's my little capture card.
That's disappointing. Is there a warranty on that? Because they're not cheap.
No. I don't think I saved. You know, I should look into that. You're smart. I should look into that. I have not.
I tried. I did attend science games.
Oh boy, we'll never hear the end of that. Humble brag. Let me see. Oh.
We do have a comment here from Matt to safely fight 100 duck-sized horses, just step onto a chair because the horses would be so tiny. But maybe they could start to collaborate and create, like a horse pyramid.
That's That's true. Yeah, that's 100% true. They're going to work together to become smarter and stronger. I have to overcome one duck? No problem. Ducks, you know. If you were wearing underoos, humble brag, Stu. I am. What superhero? Oh, wait, underoos. I thought you meant underwear. If you're wearing underoos, what superhero would they be? Do underoos?
Oh.
Wait, what is so?
I'm guessing they
underoos?
just are underwear superheroes. They're probably child size.
Got it. So
What
Stu.
superhero would be on your underpants?
Got it.
That's how I'm interpreting that.
So Stu wants to know what superhero is going to be on top of my junk. Great question, Stu.
Well, you know, it's funny. At some point, I might have enjoyed some Wonder Woman, but then I watched 1984, and that was rough. So not, but she's probably not my favorite anyway. Let me think.
All right. So let's see.
I don't know.
You know, be kind of
I think I would want a badass woman, though. Sorry, Paul, I cut you off.
No, I'm just thinking like there are women superheroes I really like, but I feel like that'd be kind of creepy that I'm like, yeah, I want a woman superhero in my underwear. So I'm trying to think. Hawkeye. I love Hawkeye. He's great. In the comics, I really like him. I'm trying to think. Wolverine? That's pretty classic. Oh, I know who. Iceman. I love Iceman.
Okay.
Bobby Drake, baby, in my pants. No way to take that out of context. Let's see. Do either of you... You know, first, one thing. Matt, John, thank you for so many questions. Do either of you have a Class M license for motorcycle? No, I've never ridden a motorcycle. My brother did, but I never did. So
I have ridden one, but I don't have the license. So when I grew up, my dad had a couple of motorcycles. So sometimes I would ride on the back of his when I was little. He put a seatbelt in for me. And then when I was, I don't know, 18, we went out to kind of like local farm land area. And then he tried to teach me how. And I got overwhelmed. I did not make it very far because there was so much going on with all the different controls with your feet and your hands. And so I kind of freaked out and was like, you know what? I'm good for now. So.
And I never have thought about riding a motorcycle because ever since when I was really little, my parents like put the fear of God in us about motorcycles because they lost some friends to motorcycle accidents. So they were like, at any opportunity, they were like, don't do it. It's a motorcycle. It's a death trap. So it's kind of like seared into my brain.
Before we were born, I'm pretty sure my dad got in an accident that like really scraped him up pretty badly, but he kept riding. So.
Oh, wow. I imagine it's such a rush. I don't know. Does anybody watching have a motorcycle? Because I imagine it's such a rush riding one.
All right, what's next?
How will your New Year's Eve be different in 2020?
Good question.
I gotta let a cat out real fast, but I'm still listening.
Okay, I'll answer. So the funny part of that question is that most of my New Year's in the past decade, when I've been in the country, have been just like this year, kind of quarantined. We don't usually go out. We'll just watch a movie because we just hate the whole paying gobs of money to go out and then not be able to find a cab or a lift or whatever. And so it was just so much. However, last year we actually did we had a couple of friends visiting from Australia, and they were at our friend's house. And so we did go over to their house. We had a great time reconnecting with them and hanging out with a group of people. So that was actually a departure. Previously, though, we have been overseas during a couple of New Years. So one year we were in Sydney and had an Airbnb where we could watch the harbor and see all of the fireworks, which was really cool. And then the other time we were in New Zealand. That was 2 years ago. And we went to a winery on New Year's Day. It was awesome. So, but they're usually homebody. So it's actually not very different that we're just kind of hanging out at home and just chilling. Yeah. So it won't be very different. Paul, how about you?
So I'll probably be eating less cheesecake this year. So last year, every year we usually have a big, well, not this year. We're not having anybody over, but we'd have a big party and invite a bunch of friends, and I would drink too much. And last year I drank too much, and I had to do a 5K on New Year's Day. So in my drunkenness the night before, I was like, I gotta sober up as quick as possible. And there was a huge platter of cheesecake slices. So great thing to do before a 5K, super healthy. I just sat and watched Netflix for like an hour and a half, late at night when everybody left, trying to sober up, because I'm like, well, this will give me like a lot of carbs and that'll absorb all the alcohol. And so I ate a ton of cheesecake, drunk, on the couch.
It doesn't really work that way after you're drunk. Yeah, once it's in your bloodstream, your food doesn't. It's usually if you eat, the way I understand it, if you are eating as you are consuming beverages, it can help slow the rate that it goes into your bloodstream. But once you are drunk, eating a bunch of cheesecake probably won't actually sober you up.
Well, so I'm not worried so much. Sorry,
if I'm wrong, anyone, but
I wasn't trying to get sober. That was gone.
Oh.
I blew by that milestone at 9 p.m. It was gone, way in the rearview mirror. However, the thing I get super paranoid about is being hungover the next day, because once I got blackout drunk, and that was a horrible experience. And ever since then, I've always tried to be like, I gotta sober up. I want to at least not have a hangover. So that was my goal. Like a weird drunk scientist, I was like, I gotta figure out a way to not have a hangover. And
then you have like a sugar coma hangover.
Listen, Kat, if you want me to admit I haven't made great life choices last year, you're right, 100%.
Did you run the next day?
Didn't run, walked, because I was horribly overweight. And thank God I'm not anymore. But yeah, I decided I was just gonna walk. I agreed to do the 5K if I could just walk it. So that's what I did.
And you did it. That's good.
I did it. I did it.
You know what's really funny about your story? Maybe not that funny, but interesting, is that I actually went out and bought the stuff to make mini cheesecakes this year. And so I've never made a cheesecake ever. And we're gonna make little, like in those little mason jars, I think the recipes for 6 mini cheesecakes. And
there you go.
We're gonna do that for New Year's. So that's pretty funny.
That's awesome.
And there is a question about what kind of cheesecake do you like?
Look, that night I was not very particular. I will say this. I had a bad experience with a strawberry when I was younger. So I don't like anything that's strawberry flavored now. So let's just say I had a slice of cracker and put some jam on it, and there was a giant chunk of strawberry that texturally messed me up when I was a child. Didn't like it. Horrified me. And ever since then, I've kind of avoided strawberry.
Nothing technically wrong with it.
No.
Okay,
no,
so
it
wasn't gone bad, or there wasn't an insect in it or something.
Nope.
Okay.
I have had an insect. I have had an earwig before in a Slurpee from 7-Eleven, which crunchy, not great.
I hate those. I hate them so much.
Oh, do you?
Let's not talk about that anymore.
Sorry, never mind.
They're so gross. Yeah, that gives me the heebie-jeebies. But I'll try and forget that you said that.
Sorry.
You know what's funny about cheesecake? Hey, you didn't know that. You're learning. It's an Ask Me Anything. I thought growing up that cheesecake would taste like cheddar cheese, and so I avoided it like the plague because I just didn't, and I didn't really grow up on cream cheese either. So when I was at a university event, it was a formal event, and I had had some wine, and then the dessert comes around, and I didn't know what it was, so I just started eating it, and I was like, oh, what is this? This is so good. And everyone at the table just said, it's cheesecake. Like, have you never had cheesecake before? And I said, nope. So
What's your favorite dessert? Is it cheesecake now?
Oh.
Do you want a second to think about it?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know that I think my favorite dessert is a properly made sticky toffee pudding. Sticky toffee pudding.
I don't think I've had a properly made or improperly made one.
It's damn good.
Oh.
But I could be, that one's popping to mind, but I don't know, there might be other stuff. I do love a good cheesecake, but I don't know that would be my top.
So I would say creme brulee is my favorite.
Oh, yeah.
And what I like to do is I like to take a spoon, and this sounds like I'm making jokes, but I'm quite sincere. I'll take a spoon and run it over the top as if the spoon is a ice skater on the creme brulee, and then I'll break it. I'll break through the surface, and I imagine that that's a person falling through the ice, and that's every time I have creme brulee. That's exactly what goes through my head. And now you know.
I'm curious, is that you're saying creme brulee? We say creme brulee, and I didn't know if that's a geographical thing.
Let's go with
like how I say process.
Yeah, let's say it's not me just mispronouncing, and let's say it's just a territorial thing that in California we say creme brulee.
Just curious.
Nope.
All right.
That's me just not knowing how to say words. You called me on it.
Sorry.
Would you streak at a baseball game for charity? Nope, because nobody wins.
Wouldn't do it.
Nope. That is our quickest answer today.
Big ol' negative.
Is the Dayman fighter of the Nightman truly the champion of the sun? Of course, John. Of course. Do you watch Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
I do not.
Okay, it is a reference, and it is a very silly episode.
I think I would enjoy it. I had not started it, and yeah.
I think they're like 15 seasons deep now. It's insane. It's funny if you like. I think sometimes they lean a little too hard into the arguments versus just kind of I think sometimes they can fight too much, and I'm like, that's not as fun. How many kinds of beans do you put in your chili?
Usually none, actually.
Oh, you don't like beans?
I don't agree with beans.
Got it.
Digestively, but I did try it was a buffalo chicken chili yesterday in the Instant Pot, and it had, I'm gonna say it wrong. It's like, I think it's a white kidney bean, but it's like cannellini. Am I saying that right? Anyhow, those were in the recipe. I decided to just make the recipe as described. So there were beans in that chili, but also, so it was actually really delicious.
I think they're pronounced creme. I think those beans are pronounced creme brulee.
Cannellini creme.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, this buffalo chicken chili was really good, and I think the secret ingredient. So there's a bunch of hot sauce in it. That kind of mellows out in the pressure cooker, but then at the end you stir in some cream cheese. Speaking of cream cheese, and then the cream cheese kind of melts into the hot sauce, and then you've got the chicken and these fire roasted tomatoes, and it was good. It's really good. I had it for lunch today too.
Nice. I will say, you know what, John? I've never made chili. I usually have pre-bought chili that I just kind of heat up.
Oh.
What is your favorite '80s hair band?
Oh, Whitesnake.
Oh, I don't think I have one. I don't know. I don't really like. I guess Journey. Is Journey a hair band?
I think they would classify.
Okay, I would say Journey then.
I don't know. I could be wrong. Let us know in the comments if we're way off base there.
Best concert you've ever seen? For me, I would say. What was it?
I said, ooh, good question.
Oh, so for me, it's I once saw Michael Bublé, amazing, in concert. I would also say I once saw the Pussycat Dolls with Britney Spears, and that was fantastic. So
that would be entertaining. That would be very entertaining.
It was entertaining.
This is really tough. I used to go to a lot of concerts, especially 90s, 2000s, and then some more recently, but not as many. And one that sort of jumps out based on timing and size of venue is Radiohead in I think it was 2,000 person venue when they just released OK Computer, and they basically played the album, and it was just so intimate. Oh, it was really, really good. But I have been to a lot of amazing concerts, but that one stands out when I saw that question.
Nice. Speaking of things standing out, best movie if you can pick only one. I would say the one that always makes me smile and just happy is I'm gonna cheat and say it's no. I'm just gonna go with my heart. I would say Airplane because it makes me laugh every time I see it.
Leslie Nielsen.
Yes.
Yeah. The one that always pops up for me at the top of my mind is Amelie. I love Amelie. It just makes me so just the warm fuzzies. I love it. It's a really good movie.
That's such a good movie. I was also going to say Back to the Future because that gives me all the feels too.
Mm-hmm. You know, this is not one of our questions, but one that was surprisingly good that I went in with no knowledge of was Palm Springs with Andy Samberg and Christina Milioti. I don't know how to say her last name. The mother from How I Met Your Mother. That I had heard good things about it. It was at one of the festivals, and then it finally was available in Canada to stream. And both Phil and I realized watching it, we have all we know is that these two people are in it, and that's it.
That's what I know.
That's probably the best way to watch that movie. It was not what I expected, and I loved it. And it's to the point where I'm like, I kind of want to watch it again. I loved it. If anyone else has told me or has watched Palm Springs, let me know. I loved it. I thought it was wonderful.
But also, please don't ruin it.
I literally did not know what it was about. I just knew Palm Springs and those two people, and that's it. And I think that's actually the best way to watch the movie.
Yeah, so if you liked it, awesome. Please let us know, but don't ruin it because I'm very eager to see it too. Cool. I think it's on Hulu right now, so yay. What kind of cheesecake do you like? I think we answered that. Mm-hmm. If you were a weird drunk scientist, which would you be?
I'm not up to date on all my weird drunk scientists.
I'd like to be a mathematician. I like math a lot, and I never really did much with it.
Oh, like if you just pick a type of science?
I guess.
Or are there a bunch of weird drunk scientists to pick from that we're supposed to know?
Oh, got it. I was just thinking what kind of science. I would be a vodka drinking Austrian mathematician. I'd sound like Schwarzenegger, drunk, doing math.
I think I would want to be a chemist who specializes in cocktails.
You win. Fun. You win. Boxers, briefs, thong, or commando? I'm combining two of those. Boxer briefs, best. The best.
I can't pick because they all serve, for me, it's about function and purpose, and it just depends on what pants I'm wearing, what shorts, skirt, etc. There's no one answer.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, if you're doing some Basic Instinct, you're not going to do boxer briefs. It's nonsense. What kind of cosplay Basic Instinct scene are you going to do with boxer briefs? What is your favorite coin op video game? No console games, no PCs, no online games. Favorite coin op.
I don't know if this counts, but it's coin operated and you can only play it in an actual whatever they're called. What are they called? Arcade. Anyway.
Arcades?
It's what's the one?
Pong?
No. When the ball bounces all over and you have to keep it going. Bing 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 bing. Pinball.
Oh,
thank you. There you have it, folks.
I was never gonna guess that. I was literally thinking of video games. That's funny.
Pinball. I love pinball.
Okay, so what's that game with the guy that the swingy thing? Oh, Golden Axe. I would say
Whack-a-mole.
Golden Axe.
No. What?
Golden
Whack-a-mole?
Axe. For me. That's what I play.
Oh, I thought you just said whack-a-mole really funny. Like Woldemax. Like
Golden Axe.
anyway.
Do you remember Americans Idol Randy Jackson as a member of Journey? What? Was he? Randy Jackson was a member of Journey?
I was today years old when I learned that.
Huh. I had no idea. Would the star Beetlejuice be closer to supernova if you say Beetlejuice 3 times? John, you're trolling us. And yes.
And that's not how I spell Beetlejuice. Unless there's a different Betelgeuse that
Beetlejuice.
I don't know.
That's the French version. That is the way you spell the star, but not the way you spell the creepy guy in the afterlife.
Any other questions? We are at 5, or we are at the hour.
Oh my
depending on
gosh.
Your time zone. So any other last ones before we wrap up for today's little AMA? Ask me anything session. Another.
I think we got through most of them. Okay, from
I do see a North specific one around was the revival of Street Legal canceled way too soon. I actually didn't know there was a revival, but JV, I did know that you were a fan of Street Legal. Yeah, you never know with Canadians. You don't know what's gonna hit and what won't.
and JV, absolutely. We will absolutely isolate that and turn it into a GIF or a GIF. Treat it however you want.
Oh, that's a good question. How do you pronounce it?
I say GIF.
Yeah, I say GIF.
I say GIF.
GIF sounds like peanut butter to me.
It's hard to hear people I respect say GIF. I'm like, oh, I didn't know you're a GIF person. All right. Didn't know. I'm learning a lot.
You're like,
'Cause I think-
oh,
I don't want to.
that's
I don't want
the
to.
thing that does it.
I don't want to upset the balance here, but I think Luria once said GIF on the
She
air.
has said that before, I think. Yeah. But
And
then
I'm like,
hasn't she
okay.
also then followed it up with, I'm not sure, GIF or GIF?
Well,
Defriend if they say it wrong, Andy.
pick a
It's hard.
side. Pick a side, Luria. Pick a side. You can't not pick a side on that one. It's GIF.
Oh, there was something I was going to say, and I have forgotten. I'm thrown off by these mispronunciations, just rattling me to my core.
I like chunky GIFs. The one with the real big pixels.
Smooth or chunky? That's also dependent. I sometimes really enjoy a chunky peanut butter, but oftentimes it's not appropriate because of mouthfeel. Yeah.
I'll say chunky. 100% of the time, I'm down with the chunk.
Oh, hey, before we wrap up today's episode, are we going to see some cattail?
Oh, yeah. You want to see it? I have it all set up. All right, so here's little cattail. Right? There you go. See, look at that response. I know, but that was cut. I used an actual cat in Canva. That is legit cattail. That's not my artistry. That is straight up cattail. Look at this. Coming at you again.
I was not ready for that.
Okay, I won't bring it back. I'm putting it away.
You better. I might just have to position myself over here so I
Nope.
have more warning.
I literally deleted it so it's off the screen. You're safe. You're safe.
I don't know. I thought it was gonna hit you in the face.
Hey, I've been using it quite a few times. I've already been hit in the face. I'm used to it. Oh my god.
Oh, that's all kinds of wrong.
I know.
Oh man. Okay.
You know, you take risks. You take risks sometime in live streaming.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Feel it. Yeah, maybe that's my fault. That's on me. I brought it up. I didn't think it was gonna be that bad.
You running away is literally, Andy, you're so right. That is the highlight of 2020 for this. So is you just being like, nope, and just running. I mean, that is so I want to clip it. Yes, Andy, 100%. Clip it. I gotta clip that. Oh, so
okay.
funny. Nope, and just what?
I have my boundaries. All right. Luckily, only people who are like committed to when they watch this replay, they have to get through the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Andy, please gift that. That would be hilarious. But we'll never release it to the public. We'll never release it to the wider world.
I don't know. It's out there.
I have my bounties. Yeah. There's a prize at the end. That's so great. You got to watch the whole thing. There's a prize at the end.
I will not be promoting that.
Oh my gosh. Well, if you guys saw this live, that's great, because we're going to burn this tape.
Burn it to the ground.
Burn it to the ground.
All right. Oh, end of the tale. Well played. All right. That's also a good way to wrap up our final episode of Are We Live Now of 2020. The end of the tale. And any last words, Paul, before we say goodbye?
No, I don't. John, sorry, I don't have the lyrics. Actually, let me pull that. I'll pull that up. She's got a ticket.
Get a copyright infringement there.
You know, so actually, no. She's Got a Ticket to My Heart is the that is the song for our intro. That's our show.
Oh.
Yep.
Gotcha. All right.
So yeah, let me find it real fast. But anywho, I don't know, anything you working on? Kat?
Just gotta keep emptying my brain, get all those ideas out there, and prepare for next week's. Yeah, so I guess next week when we meet up again for this show, I will have just done my first live stream back again a few hours earlier. So that's exciting.
Awesome.
Yeah. And you're going to continue going every day?
Yeah, gonna continue doing every day. Even tomorrow night for New Year's Eve, we'll do some stuff, and New Year's Day, and yeah, and try some things.
Nice.
Yeah.
We will have lots to talk about next week then for our first episode of 2021.
All right. See you guys later.
Out of gold. She says she likes it better when we go off-road. Yeah. I'm gonna make it worth your while. I'm gonna make it worth your time. Gonna make it worth your while. When she's with me, we're like superstars. Windows roll down, radio on. I think we could go far. We don't need money. We can skip that part. All I want is her to be with me. She's got a ticket to my heart.